Hey, what's up, guys? Mindset video today. Um, and this is one of the most powerful skills I believe an entrepreneur can develop, period. Right? And that is simply being able to fully being in it when you're in it and fully being out of it when you're out of it. What I mean by that is when you start your day, when you have a set of tasks to do, fully being able to get into it, immerse yourself in the work, okay? Laser focus every step of the process. And then when it's time to take a break, being able to take the break without thinking about work. When the day's at an end, this is the problem for a lot of people, being able to call it a day and not be feeling guilty that you haven't done enough in the day, or having to linger around and still kind of like do certain things until you actually fall asleep, right? And this is huge, guys. This, I used to think this is something that I attained. Like, I feel like, oh yeah, I can do this now. But as time passes, I realize this is one of those things that you get better and better and better as time goes on, right? A lot like meditation. Okay, meditation is to do with focusing in on one thing and staying into it, right? So if you get good at meditation, this will directly have an impact in helping out with things like this. All right. But having that said, this is also a mindset thing, because you want to understand this, where this kind of the idea behind this, where it comes from, right? A lot of times I talk to people, over the course of time, where after I shared some piece of information or whatever, or I'm doing, or how am I spending my time, they ask me, how long do you sleep, or when do you sleep, or they would ask me, like, how do I manage so much things at the same time? And this question is really funny. One, because I actually do not juggle a lot of things at the same time. But two, more importantly, is because I feel like when people ask this, it comes from a place where they just don't understand the general idea, not the general, the main basis of how we get things done. Okay, so the picture I like to paint is a classic example. We all heard this, or actually thought about this ourselves in this fashion, but I'll do it once again. And I'll use the classic guy, Elon Musk. Okay, so there is guys like him. Take a moment and really understand this to a point where you actually embody this fact. Okay, because this is what's happening right now out there. There's guys out there who are working to take the human race to another planet. They are working to recreate like how transportation works, pretty much, right? Making life sustainable, okay? Using battery life and stuff like that, and replacing a fuel. And then they are working to make energy as a whole sustainable as well, using solar. Okay, so those are three things. And now he's also building tunnels underneath America, or underneath our planet, you could say, so we can have seamless transportation in the future, in the near future, for a lot of these things. So you have to understand, like, what's crazy is he has 24 hours, right? Sometimes, that, like, this is one of those things. It sounds like common sense, but it blows my mind. Like, this guy should at least get a break. Like, the next universe update should at least tell him, like, man, you get 4 extra hours. Go ahead, man, because the shit you're doing is phenomenal. Like, everybody gets 24 hours, you get 28. But no, that's not the case, right? He gets the same amount of time. So if you break it down and you think, like, holy fuck balls, how the fuck did this guy do this shit? How did he even teach himself all this shit and be able to do everything that is necessary for these kind of industries, where there's no fucking whatsoever, like, you're like competing with governments and shit. And it has to come down to the fact that he's just very damn good. I mean, he's probably good at a lot of shit, but one of them is he's very damn good at laser focusing on certain things, which happen to be for him at an insane high caliber, and he's able to do that consistently, right? Now, we're not out here to save the planet. We're here to, for most of us, it will be good enough to be able to save our lives, right? Actually have freedom. So to do that, you don't have to put in 20-hour works. I said this before in a video, right? There's somebody who messaged me who said he's been putting in 15 to 16-hour work days for the last 6 months to get a client, and he hasn't got a client. My answer was, you're definitely attempting to get clients the wrong way, right? You're definitely not even doing what is generally talked about in the industry. For a lot of these stuff, if you're working that long at certain things, not only are you not trying to work smart, you're probably not even taking the advice what is commonly understood as works, right? Because a lot of these things, a lot of them work. Some work a lot better than other, but if you're taking that long to get a certain level of traction, you're just not spending the time in the right direction, period. There might be all kinds of rationalization that comes up in your head when you say that, but that's just the way it works. If you have 12 things to do for the day, if you had to really pick one or two of them, I bet you at the end of the day, if those one or two were to be done, you'd feel like that was a good day, right? Because that's just the way it is. There's literally 2 to 3 things max, 1 to 2 things that are the most important, and those are the ones that we bypass. Those are the ones we say that, I'm going to do it later. Usually it's the most difficult ones for yourself, right? And those are the ones you should be focusing on. The day goes by and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't follow up. Oh shit, I didn't send a video out to somebody who was actually interested. That kind of shit, right? So take that into account, put some time into it. I made a video about, if this is something really bad for you. I mean, not if it's something even bad for you. If you're bad at this, or for anyone, I recommend, even if you think you're good at this, if you take the time to take a week or two and jot down how you're spending your time every single hour, minute of the day for a period of a week, right? It sounds very nerdy, very tedious, and very I don't know, but it's going to free you infinitely right after you do that, right? The data you're going to be able to collect from that activity is going to free your life. Because a lot of us, I'm 100% sure, are going through blocks of their day, not just 30 minutes here or 10 minutes there, blocks. I'm talking about hours, 3-4 hours every single day. You're going through blocks every time where you're just purely next to doing nothing. You're just wasting time. You might as well go take a walk in the park, chill out, go to the gym and stuff like that. But you're not doing that either. That's the worst kind, right? Well, we're not being productive, but we're not even letting ourselves be free. Those are the worst cases. You should really take, if that sounds like something like you, really take the time to do that activity. You'll be able to go through at the end of the week, end of 2 weeks, and be able to find holy shit, I waste a lot of time in this block, and then be able to allocate. What do you want to do? All right, I'm going to move things like this, and I'm going to, these are the things I want to take out of my schedule completely, and yeah, go about it like that, all right? All right, guys, that's it for today.